welcome back. This week on ABC, Hillary Clinton apologized for the furor she caused by using a private email server in conjunction with her State Department email address while Secretary of State. Watch.
I should have used two accounts, one for personal, one for work-related emails. That was a mistake. I'm sorry about that. I take responsibility, and I'm trying to be as transparent as I possibly can.
All right, an apology, that sure is nice. But where does she stand legally? Let's dip back into the saga with Fox News senior judicial analyst. It's Judge Andrew Napolitano. Welcome back, Judge.
Good to be with you, Kennedy.
So this is not good news for her politically. The slow release of emails, it seems, with every new trove, there's a damning piece of evidence. But I want to talk a little bit about Brian Pagliano. He is the State Department employee who helped her set up the server.
Right.
Do you think that she was paying him to break the law?
Well, she acknowledged last Friday evening before a three-day holiday weekend, which her husband could tell her is the time to release bad news because the country's mind is elsewhere, that she paid that young man, Brian Pagliano, who was an employee of the State Department, she paid him $5,000 to install a server in her home. On its face, what's wrong with that? Well, here's what's wrong with it. Mr. Pagliano already had his State Department top security briefing. So he knew that by installing the server there, he was helping Mrs. Clinton divert not only her personal emails, not only her work emails, but her top secret, secret, and confidential, otherwise known as classified emails, away from the government. Because he knew that, and she did it in conjunction with him, that's called a conspiracy to violate the espionage laws. And when you're in a conspiracy like that, each conspirator is criminally liable, or could be found criminally liable, for the crimes of the others. So she paid him to break the law, and he must have known what he was doing, which explains the reason for his lawyers telling Congressman Gowdy's committee, when you call Mr. Pagliano to the witness stand, he's going to assert his Fifth Amendment right, which he has every right to do. But what is he worried about? He's worried about revealing under oath engaging in this criminal conspiracy with Mrs. Clinton. I don't know who's advising her. I know her lawyers, and they're great lawyers. Maybe she doesn't take their advice. But the more she speaks about this, the deeper the legal trouble she finds herself in.
Yeah, she tried to say she's sorry. Obviously, that was a tourniquet for the political hemorrhaging that she's doing right now. What I can't figure out, she doesn't understand what the American public wants her to apologize for. And I don't understand how a person like that in that position of power wouldn't expect to send or receive confidential or classified information over email if that's the only means of communication that she has. And she's the Secretary of State. How did she expect to not have classified information going over that server?
Well, how could she argue that satellite photographs of the construction of nuclear facilities in North Korea and interceptions of communications from North Korean agents was not classified? And whether it's said classified or not, how could she possibly make that argument? She has two problems, and they are in tension with each other. She has the political problem, as you pointed out. She's hemorrhaging support. Bernie Sanders, the loony lefty, though we agree with him on a lot of civil liberties issues, from Vermont, is 7 points ahead of her in New Hampshire. We're 6 months ahead of the primary, but that's bad news for her. She has the political perception that she can't tell the truth. She has the legal problem of being at the tender mercies of the most aggressive, sophisticated team of FBI investigators who couldn't care less who she is or who her husband is, are only concerned with national security and enforcement of federal criminal law. They have more than enough with which to recommend an indictment just on the basis of what's in the public domain.
Just what is known.
Correct.
To people like you and me and all the people that you've talked to. Imagine what might be in that deleted batch of emails. Does she realize how deep a trouble she's in?
She's smart enough to realize it, but her advisors are persuading her, or she's persuaded herself, that this aura of invincibility, this aura that it was allowed, this aura, I'm apologizing for the confusion I caused. She didn't cause confusion. She stole property from the federal government, the digital versions of her emails, and refused to return it. And she diverted classified material from a secured government site to a non-secured site, the same crime for which her colleague in the cabinet, former CIA Director General Petraeus, pleaded guilty.
To a lot less than what she has already mishandled.
Yes.
Apparently.
Yes, this is not going to go away, and the more she tries to diminish it for political gain, the worse her legal troubles become.
Well, and she's not going to stop diminishing anytime soon, Judge. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, mercy, what is to come with this Hillary Clinton? Good Lord. I will tell you what's coming up next. Hillary Clinton dancing on Ellen. It's pretty bad. But here's a tip Mrs. Clinton should have known. Dancing in public is never good for politicians, ever. And we will show you why in moments. Oh, my God.